Welcome back to Games Revealed. I'm James and also The Brink, and we are one community. Today, we're going to wait for people to join the chat a little bit, and we'll get into other things. So if you're watching this at the very beginning, you can just skip a little bit. But let me... What's up, Cat Smith, for you? How do you do, man? I know I normally stream on Wednesdays, and I haven't streamed in a couple of weeks, but life's hectic. I'm hoping to get back into it fully as things settle down. I love how the upside down question and then the regular question, Cat Smith, for you. So, I don't know. Let's see if we can find some good sources on this Half-Life. You doing good, Cat Smith? Decent? Any fun projects? I know you were putting together a computer, right? Did you get that all put together? Icarus, welcome. It's not a regular question mark. Well, no, it's not a regular one. We're gonna be going on an adventure today, guys. Just because I haven't been a part of your lives in a couple of weeks. I feel bad, and I'm going to be in Vegas next week on a vacation to finally a vacation. But yeah, things are looking good. It's an intro bang, actually. What's an intro bang? I don't know what that is. I swear I've heard it though. So I've also been sick. I don't need to give all the excuses why I haven't streamed in a little bit. And have some videos coming up, but I will do better for you guys. Icarus, how you doing, man? So we're gonna just dig into it because I haven't really been looking into this in a little bit, as much as I'd want to, but I want to talk about Half-Life Alyx, or not. Well, I've been playing that too, but yes, the Lord will come like a thief. Sub Games Revealed. Yes, the Lord will come like a thief. Oh, geez. Quoting the scriptures over there, Rachie. Yes, Rachie, I am here. Cast with free, and if you were referring to my upgrading my computer, then it was successful. Glad. Did you like gradually upgraded stuff, or you're going to be doing it like right now? You upgraded a part, Casma 3, and then you're going to be upgrading your computer again, like in a couple of, like in a year or two or something like that, right? You're doing it kind of incremental. But yes, it's great seeing you guys. And sorry I pushed this off a day, but it's said like intro bang, I think. Intro bang. Okay. That's sort of, yeah. So I've been playing Half-Life Alyx. I got the VR set back up again, and so I've been playing Half-Life Alyx lately, and it's been I love the game, right? I've also been playing I've been playing some games lately, actually, which has been nice, but I've been playing Expedition 33. Amazing game so far. Amazing. And in fact, I've been enjoying it so much I haven't gotten the Doom, the Dark Ages, and Doom. Like the Doom series is one of my favorite series that come out in the past few years. Like Doom 2016, Doom Eternal are just amazing games. And so I'm shocked I haven't got the Doom Dark Ages. I've heard great things and I've heard some mediocre things. And so it's somewhere in the middle is probably where I can't expect to like it more than Doom Eternal, because Doom Eternal is so rhythmatic. Like the rhythm is so good. It's like playing DDR but for bloodshed, which is sounds horrible, but like you're murking some demons from hell in Doom, in Doom Eternal, and it is like you're dancing with them. I love it. The Icarus, I just got done playing my SteamOS ROG Ally. Nice. I have my ROG Ally right here. I have Windows on it. I just got done putting Windows back on it from Partially, I just put Windows on it because I have my Steam Deck for doing most of my Steam Deck stuff, and then for games that I want to play on Windows that I know for sure are going to play on Windows and sometimes are a little iffy on Steam OS, I play on the ROG Ally right now. But I am really curious. Like, everyone's installing SteamOS on all their devices, and I should join that bandwagon, but I got demons to slay soon. The CatSmith for you, and the latest upgrade I did was the motherboard and CPU and the CPU cooler and thermal paste. Yeah, that's right. You upgraded because that was the bottleneck. That CatSmith for you, like CatSmith for you, your CPU is bottlenecking, right? That can, especially depending on what the game is, it can definitely happen these days. So, CatSmith for you and my RAM RGB settings are still working fine somehow after operating system swap and motherboard swap. Oh, nice. That's good to know, CatSmith for you. So I'll save till the end, kind of like what I've been working on. And if you have anything you want to chat about, throw it into chat here or into Discord and let me know you threw it in there, and I'll pull it up there too if you're interested in chatting about a certain topic. But I'm going to be talking about Half-Life Alyx or Half-Life 3 or Half-Life X, and we're going to go out the gate with this one. CatSmith for you, I think it was the bottleneck. It was, yeah. Depending on what type of CPU you have and what type of your game you're playing, it can definitely bottleneck a lot certain games. But usually the way you want to go is upgrade GPU, then depending on if you have under 16 gigs of RAM, probably up to like at bare minimum 16 gigs of RAM, and then probably CPU. But it really depends on your type of CPU. Raichi, the Brink is allergic to Game Pass. I'm not allergic to Game Pass. I am playing the hell out of it, Raichi. I've been playing Expedition 33 on Game Pass. I have been playing, and then I have Doom Dark Ages queued up for it. But my computer that I play it on is out there with the VR hooked up, and between Susie, my son, and me playing VR, I have not been able to play. I want to play it in an FPS mode, right? Mode. Sound like an idiot. I want to play with my keyboard and mouse, and I don't want to move it out there. And it's just it's a whole thing. So that's why I haven't gotten the Doom Dark Ages, but I can play Expedition 33 out there with my controller on the big TV. So that's just how it is right now. CatSmith 3, I had to have 64 gigabytes of RAM. Yes, that's plenty. Like, if it's for gaming, 32 gigs is the sweet spot. Especially if it's not shared, then it's a little overkill. But yeah, 64 is once you start getting into like heavy development, then that starts to get the like bare minimum for me. The Icarus GeForce Now has a native download on Steam Deck, which I think is for any device running SteamOS. It is the Icarus, I believe. And if it supports, I'd be shocked if GeForce Now didn't work on everything that supports SteamOS. That'd be a really weird exception to everything. But yeah, Raichi, he finally broke Game Pass. Finally made James join the dark side. Is Game Pass? Okay, Raichi, I have owned Game Pass multiple times, but I've never beaten a game on Game Pass. That might not be true. I might have beaten one. I'm sorry. Game Pass right now is such a steal. I can play all my games because I'll probably end up spending like 3 months of the Game Pass beating 2 or 3 games, which, on the high end, that's $45. Let's say on the high end, it's the same price as one of the games. I'm getting 3 games for the price of one. I love it. But that being said, my hesitation with Game Pass is always, I like to own the games that I really like Expedition 33. I will be buying that for Steam. And so I usually like to just buy something and own it. But right now, I would rather put that money into my Games Revealed project that I'm doing. And I've gone way over scope on this thing. I have a hardware builder on it. And so I have to figure out how I'm going to get all the data into it, but I'm hoping to have a pretty cool little hardware builder, PC builder thing, so that people can build out PC hardware builds for fun. And so, yeah, the Games Revealed website's going to be coming out and be kind of and I am going to let you guys, like everyone that's a part of Games Revealed, all you guys that continue to follow me, I'm going to make sure you guys have early access. So once it hits prod and I hit a good shippable state where I feel like I got all the kinks out, and I'm not going to announce anything because I keep doing that until I know that I have like 2 weeks left to beta. I'm not going to announce anything, but just let me know. Just let you know, guys. It's gonna be pretty fun, and I'm really excited to have you guys get a hold of it. Yeah. Casmith Ryu sent us something in Discord. Okay, I will look at it here in a second. Casmith Ryu, yet to get Game Pass. Yeah, I understand. Like, here's the thing. I understand Game Pass, like the people that get it and the people that don't. It's such a good deal. I really wish that Game Pass worked on SteamOS and it could. Like the rumors are that Valve and Xbox or Microsoft are working on deals right now to essentially test Steam out on an Xbox. So that could be interesting. And a big part of that being interesting is that having Steam on Xbox could also mean a deal where Xbox Game Pass, let's say, could be on SteamOS. And that type of synergistic play could really be beneficial to both sides, as PlayStation's winning the console wars. Nintendo's winning the Nintendo might actually be winning the console wars, but Nintendo's doing their thing. And so an Xbox has just been fallen by the wayside, partially the horrible naming, whatever. But if they put Steam on there, it could really extend people's libraries, get a taste of Steam. But then there's a lot that opens up with that. A lot of conflict that could open up with that too. Meaning not every game's going to play well on the Xbox, so it's going to have to be in like an approved list. So I'm curious to see what happens there. Raichi, today we got ReFantazio. Yeah, on Game Pass. That's right. It's oh, Loki's not up. He's not happy about this Game Pass stuff. Oh yeah, Metaphor. Okay. Oh my god. Damn. Does this play on the ROG Ally fine? I might actually load this up on my ROG Ally. Damn. That's another reason that I'm keeping Windows on the ROG Ally. Casper 3, I don't have a large array of games I like to play. Okay, Casper 3. So you'll have like probably like every year maybe a new game, like one new game comes out that you like to play. I totally respect that. Yeah, it's so hard for me. There's too many games I like. Not enough time. Raichi, Game Pass got Metaphor. And June 10th, we're getting Space Marine Remaster. Oh, that's right. Space Marine Remaster is going to be coming too. Yeah. Yeah. Tales of Kenzera. Zao. Yeah. I mean, okay, just to show what people are like, let's just show you what's going on with Game Pass. Ooh, Mike kid would like Spray Paint Simulator. I actually should play that with him, or get it geared up and he could play it. Doom Dark Ages. Warhammer. You know what? I wouldn't mind trying Vermintide. Then you got like Metaphor. These are top hits for me. I'm sure these other games are good too. But you got that. You got the Call of Duties. Of course, Minecraft's. Let's see here. Battlefront 2. You got Oblivion, the big game, like the big Elder Scrolls game that came out this year. That's a remaster, right? People really like it and don't. Depends on the person. Expedition 33 is honestly, man, I'll get that. I need to see how well Expedition plays on my ROG Ally. Man, I'm gonna have to charge it. I keep on forgetting because I'm leaving for, not Vegas technically tomorrow, but I'm leaving to go down to southern Utah, and then I'm gonna be in Vegas next week. I don't gamble, so it's like I get to live off of the profits that they have of other gamblers, and I just enjoy like a spa or something like that for the first time in a few years. Oh my gosh, Loki! Loki's not happy. The little corgi. Sorry if I yelled into the mic at you guys. So, Claire, man. I'm playing Expedition 33. I've been wanting to play Metaphor. I've heard only good things about Metaphor. I just never picked it up, partially because I have so many games I have to play, and I didn't want to spend $50 or $60 at the time. And this is just lining up to be like, I need to take time off. I might end up taking like another week off in a couple of weeks just to finish all these games up on Game Pass. Maybe if I do that, I'll definitely be doing like a good stream couple of days. Like maybe I'll stream almost straight for like 2 or 3 days. That'd be kind of fun for you guys. I don't know about you guys. It'd be fun for me. I shouldn't. Watching someone play video games is interesting sometimes. It is fun, but it's more fun to talk about stuff like this, right? Raichi, the Xbox McCluskey, the 5th Series XXS. This will be the name of the next X. Oh my god. XXS. I'm waiting for Xbox just to like give in. They're like, we don't know how to make this any more profitable. We're just going to call it the Xbox XXX kind of thing and just really go into a certain industry that I will not be named. The Icarus, it should since it plays on SteamOS. What plays? Oh, Expedition 33. Yeah, but it's gonna burn through the battery so fast, and it's so beautiful. So I have my 3090, right? I'm so glad I'm not. I just, yeah, this game is beautiful on the 3090, but it heats up my room so fast, and that's another. Yeah. Andre, welcome. How you doing, man? He is not happy. So yeah, man, this lineup is crazy stacked. And then, yeah, you got the Warhammer 40,000, Space Marine, Master, which they have the new one that came out. Was it last year? Like in October last year? You stayed in here? Okay. I have to try this. Is this this is remastered, right? Master Crafted Edition, I'm assuming is remastered, not. Is it remastered or is it a remake? Oh my gosh, I have to enter my birth date. Don't look at my birth date, guys. You don't want to. Oh yeah, 1970. Every year this gets longer and longer to get to. So now I will. Yeah, this is different. This is like a mix between a remake and a remaster. It is definitely a remaster, but I feel like they did a pretty good job to make it feel just that much newer. They must have taken some textures from Space Marine 2. I really like this game. That being said, it was a sleeper hit for the year, and I will definitely say it was more of a vanilla game in the sense of like it wasn't the best game to come out that year, but it was still a really fun game. And I'm glad to see this. In fact, I might play through this before, because I still need to play Space Marine 2. Yeah. Okay. It's fun. It's like StarCraft, ripped off from it. Like a bunch of stuff is ripped off from the Warhammer series, but like it's a fun series. It's a fun series, or universe, I should say. Chad, Cat, and Baby, welcome. How you doing? I think it's closer to one, rarely two new games I'll play every 2 years. Cat Smith, what's your current jam, Cat Smith? I'm curious what your current jam is. Icarus, I bought Metaphor at a discount. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I want to give these guys. Here's the problem. I want to give these guys full priced support, but I just don't, unless I'm going to be playing the game and beating it that month or within a few months after it releases, I can't justify buying it. Like, right? Like, I'd rather put that money into building up either the channel or whatever else it is that I'm working on, side stuff. Like, I have some side video games obviously working on too. I would rather do that than buy it, but I'd love to support these guys. So this is the very least, like, do they make as much money off me when I play it like this than if I would have bought it? No, but I wouldn't have bought it right off the bat anyways. Like Expedition 33 maybe, but it's a nice fine line. I feel at least okay with it, and then what I'll do is I'll buy it later. Yes, it will be at a discounted price, but yeah, it is what it is. At least try to give them something. So Andre and Chad, how are you guys doing? Game Pass is bad for 100+ hour RPGs. Raichi, it is very bad. I agree, but can you transfer? Okay. Let's say I start playing Metaphor on this, and then I want to buy it on Steam. There's no reason why the save wouldn't transfer over, right? Or do they save? Sometimes Steam and Windows games save maybe in different places. So I'm curious if it translates with that type of thing. Because if it does, then it's not a big deal. Like, I'll just play Metaphor for a while, and then because it takes me forever, I still need to. Well, honestly, I still need to beat Persona 5. That's another reason I haven't gotten Metaphor. Where's your ball? Oh my gosh, he dropped his ball somewhere. He wants me to throw it. Yeah, Chad. my computer's not set up to play Doom right now. It's out there playing and we're all playing VR games on it, and I can play Expedition with a controller. I don't play Doom with a controller. Like, that's a sin. For me it is. If anyone else wants to do it, go for it. I consider it a sin though if I played Doom with a controller the first time through. After that, it's fine, but I want the purest of experiences. So I'll move my computer in probably when I get back from my trip next week. But you've got me excited, Chad. I really do want to play Doom: The Dark Ages. I love the concept of it, even though I am a little sad to hear that it's not as rhythmatic as Doom Eternal. Casper, I just gave myself a crazy idea. Let's hear it. Minecraft has been the only game I really go back to again and again. Cat Smith, for you. Minecraft's a great one, and especially for certain generations, like, it is the best game to go back to. I could see my son doing that time and time again. The game I keep going back to is Dead Space. I don't know what it is. Like, Half-Life, yes and no, but I played that so much growing up that I think I didn't burn out of it, but I just, I've kind of ADHD'd that to a point, and now, even though Dead Space has been out for a long time, I only play it every few years, and it stayed pretty fresh for me, and that's the game I keep coming back to. Chad, my last new game was Warhammer 3. That's right. You played the hell out of Warhammer 3, Chad. I think, well, maybe something smaller in between that and Doom: The Dark Ages, but I can't think of one. Raichi, if you like it, you can buy a physical version and keep it sealed. A physical version of, like, Metaphor is what you're talking about? Cat Smith, and the idea I gave myself was use a crazy powerful gaming desktop to heat a hot tub. Damn. If you had my 3090, I feel like you could. I don't know about a hot tub. Maybe. No. The hard part is I'm curious if I was playing really something intense with and I was running a water cooler through it into a hot tub, how long would it take to heat up a hot tub? It'd probably take a couple of days running a game at like max to heat up a hot tub. I could see. That being said, like if you're in Siberia and in your room, like what I'm in, like what, a 200 square foot room or something like that, you're not going to die from the cold. That 3090, if you're running that, if you're playing a game at a pretty decent settings, you're not going to freeze. In fact, you might be a little too hot in Siberia, so or Antarctic, or wherever your expedition goes that it's really cold, that thing's going to keep you warm. Dickerus, save wouldn't transfer from Xbox to Steam. Okay, hold up. Metaphor. Let's see if this hallucinates. Can I transfer my metaphor save from Xbox PC to Steam? Let's see what ChatGPT has to say. Dog, where's the ball? Aha. Ha! It says I can. I mean, it's probably hallucinating though. You could. It does not officially support cross-save between Xbox PC versions and Steam. What does that mean? I have a feeling that some of the files are going to be the same, so you probably could. You just might need to structure it differently. Oh, well. I mean, to be fair, I've analyzed enough data, especially doing the Deck Revealed project. I could probably write a quick script to transfer the saves to be compatible if it's just a slight, because usually saves are just, it's a config file with stuff that you've done. It's not usually too like crazy, but who knows? Now I'm curious about that, which I shouldn't be, but more projects for me to work on, so I go crazy. Richie, yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Fantasio is a buy anywhere. You buy it once and can play the copy on PC and Xbox. Ah, okay. Chad, I'm not playing with a controller right now. Well, that's good, Chad. Glad to hear. You gotta experience Doom with the keyboard and mouse, in my opinion. Rachie, did you say South of Midnight? I did not, but I have it downloaded, and I've been meaning to play it, and every time I go to play it, I play Expedition 33. But maybe I'll. But I see the thing is, I want a next generation of handhelds to come out that are just a little bit more powerful, and I want to start experiencing some of these games on a little bit more powerful handheld. Just a little bit. There's South of Midnight. I'm really excited to play South of Midnight, partially because the style. I really like the style. I like the genre it is. I like it as in a bayou. It honestly makes me think of. It makes me think of Scooby-Doo's Zombie Island. I don't know if you guys know what that one is, but that was like a classic growing up. Is Scooby-Doo's Zombie Island. Good stuff. And there's Dragon Ball. Police Simulator. I've seen some pretty funny sketches with that, or shorts. I mean, there's so many. Crazy how many games. I mean, Dredge is really good. That's one I should play on my Steam Deck some more. 33 Immortals, but then you got Expedition 33. What's up with like 33? From my understanding, Expedition 33 is like, when you're the age, like it ticks down, and so it's at 33, and so this is the 33. Like they have one more. This isn't really spoiling much, but you have 1 year left to live. So let's say that year. So every time someone's disappeared, like the year, like let's say before 33 is 34. Once they hit the age of 34, all those people that year that turn that age, they get dusted, and then it ticks down to 33, and then when everyone turns 33 that year, it ticks down. And so the people that are going to go fight the entity that's doing this, they're called the expedition of that of what's left. So this is Expedition 33. Good stuff. And they also have 33 founders, from my understanding. French. Amazing game. It gives me a lot more respect for the French. I think it's a bad trope sometimes. Most countries get like bad raps. French can get a little snobby, but you gotta give it to them. Like they did an amazing job with this game, and it is very French coded. Okay, Richie, I have my mini sealed games because Game Pass doesn't let me open them. Damn, Richie, because Xbox has some games that sync with Steam. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a feeling I could figure out some of the save data if I really had to. Chad, Switch 2 ain't it? Ain't it? What do you mean by that, Chad? Like the Switch 2, if you guys haven't watched the Off the Console, I'm interested in Switch 2, but I'm interested in it when it becomes like easily available in like a year or something like that. Partially for my kids, I would much prefer slapping down that money on, let's say, the Legion Go 2 or ROG Ally 2 kind of thing. I'm going to see. And honestly, I'm going to do my due diligence and start getting more videos out to see if I can get a free hardware, some free hardware to test for you guys and get back into certain things. Remote play is the way, Raichi. I'm never satisfied. I need fiber optics. I need to do what Linus Tech Tips does and just fiber optic my house, because every time I have an Ethernet hooked up to my MacBook or my Mac Studio and my gaming PC, and it played okay, and they were right next to each other, but I still it just never feels amazing. But I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna crack the code. It's either gonna be I have my gaming PC on the network on a really fast network switch, and that could be partially it. I just need to get a little bit faster switch. I think I have a gigabyte hooked up to it, and I need to get like a 5 gig or maybe even like 10 gig switch. Or I'm going to rip that 3090 out and put it into honestly probably what I really want to do, and ROG Ally doesn't do it, or else I would have done it already. I'm going to rip that 3090 out and put it into an external GPU enclosure and hook it up to an ROG Ally 2 or like X2 that is, or Legion Go 2, whatever. To be fair, the Legion Go 2 is the like if they fix everything that they did about the Legion Go 1, including software, and maybe not even, maybe like if SteamOS can support an external GPU, which I don't think it can very well. I don't know. I'm a little cautious on that one, but if it could support it, but it is an NVIDIA card, damn. Scratch that. What I'll probably do is dual boot. You can do it with BTRFS. You can dual boot with that. Maybe I'll do that. Oh well. But I wanted sorry guys, I'm in the middle. I'm talking with you guys and I'm in the middle of planning. So I'll probably do some sort of weird hybrid to where my gaming is going to be on the go and I can plug it into multiple areas. But because the chipsets are getting powerful enough, in these portable devices and you hook it up to, like, let's say a 3090, I shouldn't be bottlenecked too much. We did have the Fox on last week. For if you didn't know, we on Off the Console we had Fox's as a guest, and he talked about how he's running with a similar setup and he has zero bottlenecking with a lot of games he's doing, which was shocked. eGPUs usually have some fall off, but maybe not so much anymore. Maybe the drivers have gotten that much better. Icarus, Monster Hunter Worlds will play nicely on the Z2 Extreme. Good to know. I'm not the biggest Monster Hunter fan, partially because I get lost in this. I just get lost in it. Like I feel like I don't end up doing anything, but maybe I'll give it a try. Once I'm on, like if I'm on a device that and it runs really well, like on a portable device, I'm much more likely to play it because then I can pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down. Cat Smith, my desktop computer keyboard broke on me semi-recently, and I've been forced to use my Bluetooth media keyboard since. Damn. I have a micro, like from like 20 years ago, I bought this Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, like a touch pad on it, input thing that I've had to use before when I did it more back when I was doing, back then I did computer repairs. And so when I got to a computer that didn't have a keyboard that worked properly, I could plug it in and use it. And I also used it for server stuff and everything else. But man, I could just imagine your pain. Raichi, 33 Immortals is a rogue game you play with 33 players. Oh. I already put my damn... Okay, that is what it is. Interesting. Like, I think I've heard good things about it. That's the thing. I just don't remember if I swear I've seen gameplay on it, and I just can't get it in my mind. Cat Smith. Oh, the first thing I put on the Discord ended up costing me exactly $333 in Canadian dollars. So let's see. Open that up. Cat Smith. I haven't covered it recently, so maybe we'll watch. We'll give this a listen to, because I'm really curious about that. The Move Master Hybrid Joystick RSG1. What game? I'm not saying this is bad. I'm laughing because I'm like, hey, this makes me think of like the Power Glove, Nintendo's Power Glove, or it's a big trend to have and you can still kind of get them, but like keyboards that are designed for like first person shooters or RPGs and stuff like that that aren't keyboards, but you could set them off to the side. I had one for a little bit. It was kind of nice, but this is interesting. What would you play this with, Cat Smith? I'm curious. Raichi, the paintress said, I will erase the 34. Now you will go to the... The paintress said, I will erase the 34, and now you will all go to horny gel. Rule 34, damn you, Raichi. Raichi, French are not snub. It's just a country filled with Kojimas who speak French. They can be snubbish. It's a stereotype, just like a lot, like Americans, gun-toting, burger-eating people that have the American flag attached to their jazzy chair, that are morbidly obese. While it's true and hurtful, it's still a stereotype. Icarus, the MSI Claw 8 with the Z2 Extreme was announced. Yeah, I did see that. And it was interesting. We went over it in the Off the Console. Was the Claw... I keep forgetting I have ChatGPT on this one set up as my search. I don't know why. I did it because Captain Claw 2 video game sequel that never was. Oh, ChatGPT. That's so funny. We're going to be jumping around a lot, guys. Don't mind me. The Claw 2 handheld. Okay. That. Is that like a pencil?
What's going on, everybody?
Tattoo.
It's TA Prime back here again. Today we're going to be taking a look at the all-new MSI Claw 7 AI Plus, or as I like to call it, the MSI Claw 2. And when compared to the
Let me know if you guys can hear this.
original MSI Claw 7, this is a major upgrade. But recently on the channel, we also took a look at the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus. That's the big boy.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, it's probably not gonna be on unless they have some special mechanism to turn it on when you're unboxing it, because that was like impressive. That animated background is sick as F.
With the 8-inch display and 80 watt-hour battery. But what we have here is the successor to the original MSI Claw. And like I mentioned, we've got upgrades across the board. In my opinion, this is what the original Claw should have been out of the box when it was launched. So first things first, the overall design. If you've seen the original Claw, you might not notice many differences here, and it really comes down to subtle things like the button shapes and the...
Is this the this is with the new Intel chip though, right? So you're saying that this is getting the Ryzen. Okay. I hate the way that looks. I really don't like controller covers, like the joystick covers. Really don't like those things. Interesting. So it's going to be the I probably spaced it in the Claw 8. Copilot plus PC. Okay, here's the thing. People are not going to care about, like, stop promoting it in this way. Once again, this is not 8. Whatever. I'm probably mixing all this up. It's Z2 Extreme. Okay.
This is MSI's Claw 8.
Yeah, it was at the Computex last week, right?
Handheld, which has been redesigned with AMD's Ryzen Z2 Extreme processor. We recently saw this with Intel Lunar Lake.
It definitely looks like the screen's bigger. Is it like a...
But this is AMD's Ryzen Z2 Extreme, the highest end APU in their new wave of chips. It's not just an internal upgrade. MSI actually took the opportunity to change and iterate on the design. One of my complaints with the last Claw was that I found the handles kind of pushed away from my hands and didn't really form into them very naturally. I think these more squarish grips kind of naturally form right into my palms, and I find this much more comfortable to hold. I think it's shaped a little bit more like the Asus Ally, but I think that's just kind of a natural shape.
It looks like
You'll
the
notice
Asus
these
Ally.
claw and dragon-shaped and W grips on the thumbsticks. Those are actually optional.
I
They're
hope
sort of
so.
big,
Don't
chunky,
like 'em.
rubberized grips you can put on if you find a chunkier, more textured grip more comfortable for your thumbsticks. I find them maybe a little large, but I do like the grip. The
Ugh.
actual joysticks underneath don't have the big graphics on them. Another relatively small but important change is that since this is an AMD system, those USB-C ports no longer support Thunderbolt like the Lunar Lake-based Claw did, but there still are.
Which, to be fair, is a huge plus. Thunderbolt has like, especially if it's Thunderbolt 5, like a lot of new devices are going to be coming out with Thunderbolt 5. It's going to be a big plus. Yeah, I don't know.
Dual USB ports, and the rest of the connectivity.
2 USB-C. Should have mentioned if they were USB-C like 4, not USB-C.
Is the same. Here at the booth, MSI is also showing us some pink, electric blue, and purple colors, which again, really bold. Those are not available for launch. MSI is going to lead out of the gate with the white and lime green, but they are experimenting with those.
Lime green's
Probably
okay.
like to bring them along eventually. So, price and performance. Those are the big questions. That's why you would want to change a chip like this. Is the Z2 Extreme better or worse than the Intel Lunar Lake version, and will it cost me more or less money? Let's start with price. As we've heard a lot at this show, economic conditions have made final pricing sort of difficult, so we're going to wait and see exactly how much this costs.
It's okay. I shouldn't say it, but there's a certain nickname going around. Like, let's just say those tariffs doesn't sound like they're going to go through.
Told me that it might come in under the Lunar Lake version, maybe in the same ballpark. I guess that means there's a chance it also costs more, but they're hoping to get it under the price of the Lunar Lake model. As for performance, the story is actually pretty similar to pricing. There's no declarative winner, so to speak. I will have to firsthand test this myself.
Cyber, they're both USB-C 4. I'd assume so. I just wish that they would mention that they're USB-C 4.
But I will obviously want to run some benchmarks, measure some frame rates, really get a definitive answer.
Or USB 4. You can just say USB 4 also.
They do expect performance to sort of trade blows with the Lunar Lake version of this system. That might mean some games it performs better on the AMD version if it's optimized for that chip. In some cases, the Lunar Lake system is better. So again, not the exciting, this one is best answer that I have for you. I will give you an answer when I am able to test it myself. In addition to the new handle design, it is actually a little lighter, which I do appreciate. I think those two things in combination do make this much more comfortable to hold for a long session. Reminds me more of the original ROG Ally. The iterative version of that made it a little larger and chunkier. I actually prefer the original version. A little bit more Nintendo Switch-like. This is obviously a larger, machine than this.
I'm fine with large. Hold on one second. I got a new day bag. Surprise, surprise. So I got this right here. Let's I'm just gonna show this to you guys real quick. So I really like the Tom Talk. I honestly should have them send me stuff, but I like them so much I end up buying them. This is a new sling that I got. I have another one that would fit the Steam Deck and any handheld really well, but I got this partially in preparation. It carries my iPad setup that I have that has a keyboard that I can program on the go now. And then also maybe if I get a bigger handheld, that will be nice to have too. And by the way, welcome Cyber. I'm just not sold on the, even though I actually like the original MSI design. Yeah. Okay, I want to... Okay, here we go. Here's the specs right here. So, it's got an 8-inch, which I'm assuming that's in respect to the Claw 8 A8. A8 is a horrible name, but whatever. It's a 1200... okay, so it's a 16 by 10, so same ratio as the Steam Deck. It's got... It's 1200p, but at 1610, that's similar to like a 1080, which I think is perfect for an 8-inch screen. 120 hertz refresh rate, which is great. VR, so variable refresh rate. People love that. It's an IPS screen, but honestly, IPS screens are pretty good these days. That's true. I'm curious about MSI Center. Like, the only good game manager that I've ever really used has been Asus's. Yes, so it has two USB 4 ports that provide data transfer of up to 40 gigabytes per each, which is great. In comparison, you have Oculink version 1 that has 60 gigabytes, I believe, 50 to 60 gigabytes of transfer. And then Oculink 2, version 2 that's going to be coming out, if not already. I think it's like 80 gig. Like they're doubling their... Well, they're not quite doubling, I don't think. But it's like 80 gigs, I think, which is plenty for GPUs. So I honestly think like the future, if I was to recommend people these days, building PCs have gotten just so freaking expensive. I would recommend, I'm going to answer you guys, don't worry. PCs have gotten so expensive. I almost go with one of these and then get an eGPU, whether it be a full-fledged desktop GPU slammed into an eGPU enclosure, or buy just a regular eGPU that's mobile oriented. Let's get through some of your guys' chats. Cat Smith, wait, June 5th is like 1 week from now. Yes, it is. The Bluetooth media keyboard is Logitech case. Okay, that one's not too bad. Cat Smith. Chad, so have you all heard the 5080 and 5090 Supers are coming? Yes, I did. And I'm not very happy with NVIDIA because I don't like to fight over getting a GPU, but I'm hoping that you're really liking your GPU. Oh, yeah. Thank you. So this is what I'm talking about right here. The AMD, so it's these specs. I'll talk and you guys can see that if you want. So let's get back into responding to you guys' chats. That is a combination of joystick and keyboard, by the way. Oh, joystick and keyboard, by the way. That hybrid joystick. Okay. It's so different. What games? Any and all my non-VR games is what you play this with? Interesting. I don't think I'd buy one, but I'm really curious to try one now. Because maybe I would want to buy one. Putting down $200 is a lot to try something out. It looks interesting. Chad, I'm glad I'm going with pure MSI with my new build. Nice. Rachie, my 1070 Ti will be with me for another 5 years. GPUs are way too expensive. Give me a cheap 6 to 7. Is that nanometer die with a current gen architecture? Damn, Rachie. Hey, you're good. You're good. If it works, if it ain't broke, why not? I'll be honest. The new GPUs just punch. They put a ton more power into it, and that's just equals heat. I don't know how people handle the heat in their rooms. Like me, like with that 3090, it is so freaking hot that it just heats up. And I've mentioned this multiple times. It just heats up like my room, and I can't stand it. And I don't like playing with the door open, especially if I'm trying to stream games. But so I have to have the door shut because I have kids, and then it just heats up the whole thing, and I start to sweat. You probably have seen gameplay of me on the Brink channel where I'm just sweating trying to play through games. They were horror games too, so I was like, no, I wasn't sweating from the fear. I was sweating because damn, that 3090 be spicy. Chad, so Trix did a new CPU cooler that has the screen going inward, so it can be a background for a figurine. Nice. Yeah, there are some really cool setups for building your own PC that I really wish I would have had back in the day. I've built so many PCs now to where I'm in a phase right now, and I'm sure I'll be out of that in a few years, where I want a simplified. Like I have my Mac Studio. It is. Actually, the fans are going. They usually don't go. It is mounted under my desk, and then I have my gaming PC on the side right here, and then I have my work laptop right here, and then I have my ROG Ally right here. I have a screen right here below these two screens that I work on, and I play Expedition 33 while I do certain, like once I get past a certain point in the day, I'll turn it up and watch it and play it while I do stuff. While I work on Games Revealed. So one day I will get back into building like a really nice massive PC, but right now real estate is my friend that doesn't overheat my office. So I definitely want something that's a little bit. I wonder if I could do they should do like an enclosure that's a submersive enclosure with, with what is that? Oil. Is it oil? Whatever it is, you submerge it in a type of mineral oil, right? Mineral oil. Mineral oil. Mineral oil. Let's just say that. and submerge it so that would keep my room cool. That would be a good way to do it. I just need a submersible enclosure. Cyber, I can't wait to see what Valve makes next, like a Steam Deck 2, and I hope they can get past the anti-cheat software in Linux. I'd love a SteamOS, but play my shooters online. I agree with that, Cyber. That would be awesome. It's so weird looking. Yes, it is weird looking, but I could definitely see it being very helpful or handy for people to use this hand joystick. I kind of want to try it, but yeah, not impulse buying. Cat Smith, I will be playing it with those games once I receive it on Tuesday. Oh, look. Up rotary subwoofers, mineral oil. That's it. Rotary subwoofer. Okay, we're gonna continue on. We'll look at that, and then we're gonna continue on with what we're. Oh my god, damn! I keep forgetting. Okay, this thing. Okay, maybe I should ask ChatGPT. What's a rotary subwoofer? Rotary subwoofers, also known as rotary woofers, are specialized loudspeakers designed to reproduce extremely low frequency sounds, particularly in the infrasonic range below 20 hertz, which are often more felt than heard. Unlike conventional subwoofers that use diaphragm to move air, rotary subwoofers employ a different mechanism involving rotating fan blades. What the hell? That's crazy. Okay. Deep bass reproduction, capable of producing frequencies well below the human hearing threshold down to 1 hertz or even lower, providing a tactile experience of sound. That actually sounds pretty awesome. By modulating blade pitch rather than moving a heavy diaphragm, rotary subwoofers can achieve high sound pressure levels with less power consumption. Damn. They're optimized for very low. I mean, subwoofers are optimized for low frequencies anyways. So that, I mean, don't know if that. Is this a homemade one?
Today we're going back. I have finally acquired the knowledge and experience of building stuff to realize one of my most, as you can see, I have very heavy loading attached to the window. Like, finally got this amplifier attached to the business. This thing turned out awesome. It makes that far the more. But anyway, thank you. You can see I was moving the blindfolds or whatever, but that's about it. Some improvements were made, like finally got this amp.
Okay, well, that didn't help me much, but that's interesting. Okay. That's some pricey. So is this like the next wave of like subwoofers that you think are going to be coming out? That's crazy. Sounds like it's an older tech that could be coming back. Casmith free, basically the same mechanism used for helicopter blades. That's interesting. Interesting. Okay, guys, let us get onto the Deckard.
Building a brand new headset, and it's not just an Index 2. Today we're going to be talking about the Deckard, a standalone hybrid headset with inside-out tracking. It's been 1,599 days since the first Deckard leak has appeared, and now, moving forward to 2025, it looks like we're finally closing in on a release date. I have covered the Deckard extensively here on the channel, from controller leaks, hardware prototypes, to Linux drivers, to SteamOS code, and even accessories. But in this video, we will be discussing everything we know about the Deckard so far. So what actually is the Steam Deckard? Deckard is the code name, which is likely a nod to Blade Runner's Rick Deckard, and this is backed by the controller leaks codenamed Roy, also Roy Batty from Blade Runner. The continuation of Valve's sci-fi naming references is so prevalent in this project, similar to what we saw with the Steam Deck and the Index, but Deckard is not just a sequel to the Index. It's its own standalone hybrid VR headset. The goal for this device, allowing a standalone VR experience completely untethered, so people who don't own a powerful PC will be able to put on their headset and play Steam VR games without tethering to a PC, similar to what we saw with the Steam Deck, how it was a portable version of Steam. But this device will still be a hybrid, so it will have capability to run standalone. You'd also be able to connect to a PC to boost performance via a tethered connection or through Wi-Fi 6E, hopefully 7. Normally a sponsored segment would go right here, but I want to take the time to ask you that if you do enjoy today's video, please consider subscribing and liking. This week I'll be testing a brand new
You're doing a good
haptic
job,
VR
man.
vest for a video, and I can't wait for you all to see it. Before we get into the meat and bones of Decard, we need to discuss the timeline of all the leaks. In January 2021, the first codenames of Decard was found in strings within the Steam's VR code. And then in September 2021, Ars Technica confirmed to us that Valve is officially working on a next-gen VR headset. Then it went dark, super quiet, nothing for nearly 3 years. That was until November last year, when the controller leaks started appearing for Roy. These were found in code. Then again, 5 months passed all the way to March 2025, where we finally got to see leaks.
I've done a
on the
video on
EV2
Deckard before, but I'm
specifications
definitely going to have to
and
do a new
wireless
video on
USB
this.
dongle connectivity. Then in April 2025, Valve imports gasket manufacturing tools, hinting that production has already begun. Then in May 2025, we have EV3 prototypes found, Linux Steam VR driver updates, and ARM container tools. But that's not all. Just this week, a huge new leak came from inside the XR industry itself. Stan Laracue, the CEO of Lynx, company that's building their own standalone VR headset, confirms that he's actually seen the design for the Valve Decard. He called it quite amazing and are sharing the same suppliers for components. He's not under an NDA, which means this is not speculation. This is the first time on record that someone has openly acknowledged Decard's design is real and it's progressing. Expected to enter mass production in 2026, which is slightly later than the other leaks that we've heard at the end of 2025. But that release date could be for dev kit launches. But regardless, this is 100% one of the most confident confirmations that we've ever received. And the fact this is even coming to light means that the Decard is just as close to becoming a...
I could see this coming out in lieu of Steam Deck 2 instead of it. So I could see this coming out next year, and then in a year or two after this, then maybe they'll come out with the Steam Deck 2. But this will most likely have an ARM processor. That's why you see ARM in being supported for Proton now. I'm curious though, because you can play, so with, let's say if you have the Valve Index, you can play regular games on it. It would just look like a big screen on it. I'm curious with this new device coming out, if it will be easy to play games like that. So you could technically, instead of having a Steam Deck, you could play Half-Life Alyx, you could play all sorts of different games without having to have a PC and just play it right there. And hopefully it has, what is it called? Inside out tracking, I believe is what it is. It will map the environment. I'm really hoping that they go like the newer tech that does that, like the Meta Quest 3. Raichi, the device will cost the same as 5 Quest 2s. If you got 5 Quest 2.
So now it's time to talk about the specs.
I don't think so. I think it's going to cost, well, you might not be wrong. No, because the Quest 3, the Quest 2 costs what? $300? I could see it costing maybe $3.
The specs we're about to discuss have been found in prototype versions from early development, and Steam has a record of changing tech before actual release, so things are subject to change, but these are the specs confirmed in earlier prototypes, giving a rough estimate of what to expect. Firstly, the displays, 2160 by 2160, per eye, that's LCD panels at 120 Hz. Now, on the comments of my last couple videos, people really expressed their concerns for it being LCD screens. Now, this could just be for the mock-up devices. They could actually go with micro OLEDs.
Yeah, they'll probably go with whatever tech's gonna be best on your eyes. They'd be, people really gotta stop with this, like, OLED, LCD, whatever it is, like, there are multiple different techs with different types of that tech, different variants, different styles. There's like mini LEDs, there are micro LEDs or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is, that are different than OLEDs. So we'll see what the final spec is, but I wouldn't be too worried about it
We will
being bad. They're probably gonna choose the best price to performance for your eyes, so they don't get strained and it looks good
have to see
and
on
prevent the screen door effect. Like, you want to prevent the screen door effect more than anything.
release. In terms of the chipset, it's likely going to be running the Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 that we see in all the other devices like the Quest and the Pico, or the 3rd generation. However, in the previous video, there was leaks that they are going to be including the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, which is 25% faster, 25% more efficient, and more AI capable than the current standalone devices on the market right now. Eye tracking is very likely to be in here. From the leaks confirmed, gaze.
So I'm more curious, so that's the CPU as an ARM, which is great. The CPU is going to be important, but the GPU is going to be the most important thing, and I'm curious what the GPU is going to be. Empire Noise, welcome back. How you doing? Has not been here in a while, so welcome back. Cass Smith, oh, it talks about that in the video, by the way. Okay, regarding the regular gaming on it. Okay.
Is input referencing very similar to what we've seen with the Apple Vision Pro, where you can control menus with your eyes.
Yeah.
Of course, it will have inside-out tracking, meaning no base stations are required. There will be Lighthouse support via a dual tracking mode. The OS will be running the new Steam
So here's
OS.
the thing.
Plug this dongle into your optimized for VR, similar to how they optimize inside-out tracking.
So here's the cool thing about having so I want inside out tracking for most of the time, but if I have like the Lighthouse support means that it's going to even have better precision, probably with both, especially if they use both. I don't know if it'd be more taxing on the system, but if you could do both, you probably end up with some really fine tuned tracking that is very precise, which is nice. Like the Lighthouse tracking on my Valve Index is great.
Meaning no base stations are required. There will be Lighthouse support via a dual tracking mode. The OS will be running the new Steam OS, which will be highly optimized for VR, similar to how they optimized Steam OS for the Steam Deck. In terms of streaming, it's supposed to have Wi-Fi 6/6E for wireless PC VR, which is very good low latency. But we also
I will say a little bit of it's supposed to have, or it's going to have, is very subjective. We got to wait until the final stuff comes out, because all of this are like Wi-Fi chipsets, and certain chipsets are easy to swap out. So they could easily put in a Wi-Fi 7 if they feel like by the time they do mass production that it is viable. But it's also expensive.
USB dongle previously. You could plug this dongle into your PC and be able to stream it wirelessly at very low latency. Right now we're unsure about FOV, horizontal and vertical degrees, or other various things about the device. But from what we do know, this will give us the best of both worlds in terms of a standalone device and being PC capable. This will be fantastic for getting people into the VR space who don't have the money to splash out on crazy spec computers but still want to try some Steam VR games like Half-Life Alyx. Comparing it to other standalone devices on the market from Meta, Apple, HTC, Pico, this seems to be falling in line. The one thing that the majority of standalone devices struggle with is delivering performance without draining too much battery life, which is why you see so many devices only having 2 hours of battery. We can guesstimate that the battery life is going to be roughly the same, but we don't know if the accessories are swappable, or you can have external batteries, or if they've doubled up on the battery percentage. All of this right now is unknown, but I'm checking out the leaks every single day, so I'll make sure to keep you updated as soon as I get more info. So let's talk about the ROY controllers. This is where things start to get very interesting. So of course, like most companies going into standalone in the modern age, we're losing the ring. So the ROY controllers will be ringless and feature a gamepad layout. It will include A, B, X, and Y buttons, D-pad, triggers, and bumpers. This is not only designed just for VR gaming, but this will be designed for normal 2D flat screen gaming in VR. So if you're actually combining this with a virtual desktop, that technically makes Deckard a wearable Steam Deck, where you can play Steam games directly on a giant screen. Leaked CADs and the Steam VR string data suggest that these controllers are already being tooled for production. Now, the price of the Deckard is estimated to be $1,200. Now, this could be bundled with new in-house games, meaning we could get another Half-Life game or more Steam VR games in production. Or even just
the comment on the Half-Life game, I'm pretty sure they've mentioned that they are not making Half-Life like the next Half-Life game is not going to be VR specific, but I'm curious if it'll be VR compatible. But yeah, I'm really curious on that. I'm because Half-Life Alyx is just something else. It is crazy awesome. $1,200. I better start saving. I mean, I have a year. You know, if it comes out next year, then yeah. I mean, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get one. $1,200 for this is perfect. I love my Valve Index right now. I love it. Raichi, the Wi-Fi is already in the Steam Deck chip. But this isn't using Steam Deck. It might use certain parts from it, but yeah.
Voucher. It's likely that they're going to bundle in some games or some sort of motive to make people want to buy the headset. Now, like most tech on the market, especially when it comes to Valve's track record, it's likely that this device is going to be sold at a loss. The reason companies do this is to fuel the ecosystem, meaning people will spend money.
I don't care what the companies say. I don't think I still don't believe Valve ever sold the Steam Deck at a loss. I think that they sold it at a thin margin that it could have been a loss, but I don't believe that it ever like that. That's just my personal belief on this whole thing, and how much like discounted hardware gets. I don't think they were making a profit off of it, but yeah, it'll be interesting. Cass Smith, I love my PSVR 2, and I think I might actually get one of these myself. Yeah. Raichi, Snapdragon, not Steam Deck. Oh, Snapdragon. Well, if we don't know what Snapdragon they're using. The next Snapdragon could have Wi-Fi 7 built into it, because the Wi-Fi 7 is the next standard.
Inside Steam will make more money by getting people into the ecosystem and buying games through them directly. So now we need to talk about the release date. When can we expect to see the Decard on shelves? All the leaks that we've received so far are suggesting that we could see Decard on shelves as soon as November 2025. If that's the case, then we should be seeing some announcements and trailers and more information coming out about these devices over the summer holidays. However, the dates that we've heard about that contradict what we discussed earlier about Stan Laracue, the CEO of Lynx, saying that it could be entering mass production in 2026. This could mean that dev kits could be arriving by the end of this year, or maybe it will be released in 2025. The thing that matters the most is that they're working on it, and we have a rough time schedule between the end of this year and the beginning of next year. Steam will delay the production if they feel the device isn't ready to push out. The XR space is going to be super stacked. In 2026 alone, we're expecting Meta's next-gen headsets, codenamed Pismo Low and High, a potential Quest Pro 2 arriving in 2027, Samsung's Project Mohan launching in late 2025 with full Android app support, and then of course whatever Apple is cooking with the Apple Vision Pro 2 or Lite version.
They gotta make that
but
thing.
Here's the catch. Valve is not trying to win everybody over with a flashy, overbuilt spec'd product. They're trying to carve their own space by focusing on things like true PC VR flexibility, custom version of SteamOS, appealing to power users and modders, then of course launching their own.
No, I like his takes on this stuff, but they're going to be focusing on what the Steam Deck focused on. Playing VR games on the go kind of thing, like in a very freeing manner. I don't think they're going to care about modding. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure they're going to want to support modding and all that and PC stuff. What they want is the next gen morphing of what projects they've worked on in the past, which is Steam Deck and Valve Index. Cat Smith, so basically little to no profit margin. Yeah, Valve doesn't need to make a profit off of most of these things, even though I do think they make a pretty good profit off of Steam Deck. The highest tiered one, I think they make decent enough, but they make tons of money by just people owning Steam Decks and buying games for Steam. That's where their profit is. So they can have a loss leader item like Costco chicken. If you know about Costco, if you're in the Americas or, I mean, that's in Japan, Canada, and stuff like that. Costco's chicken, at least in America, is $5. It has not changed that price. It's because it's a loss leader. It is designed to get people to come in. They'll say, yeah, I want a chicken. And then while they're there, they're going to buy $300 worth of stuff. And it works for me every time. I buy like 1 to 2 of those chickens because I like to cook with them and eat them and all that. But then I end up buying a bunch of other shit that I need to. Like Steam Deck, Steam devices, except for I don't think the Valve Index was priced. I think it was for partially profit. But then again, yeah, I think they made money off it. I just don't think it was a very profitable device. $1,200 is going to be a lot for people to get VR wise. But if it is an all inclusive, then I think it's going to be much easier for people to stomach to buy that than the Valve Index. Valve Index, I bought it because I'm a huge Half-Life fan and Valve fan, so of course I bought it, and it was Half-Life Alyx was just amazing. But yeah, yes, Cat Smith, and Costco hot dogs are loss leaders too. They get you into the food court. To get other things in the food court, I don't think are loss leaders as much, but they make so much money off of everything else in the warehouse that, yeah. I mean, most of my shopping these days are at Costco now, partially because my kids, when they find something they like, I make sure I get as much as I can because they are very picky these days, but we won't get into that. Cat Smith, for you, which are still apparently $1 USD, 150 Canadian for me. They are 150. Wow, they're 150 Canadian. They are 150. I think they've always been $1.50 in the States. So yeah, $1.50 for a hot dog and a drink is a combo. Like $1.50 for a hot dog and a drink. You cannot get that anywhere else. Crazy. Okay. So, we didn't talk about Half-Life 3 rumors. Let's get to that, and then we're going to close this out. Is everyone still with me? Do a shout out in chat if you're still with me. Half-Life 3 rumors turned to reality. After years of memes and dashed hopes, credible leaks suggest that Valve is deep into development on the next Half-Life game codenamed Half-Life X. Insider Tyler McVicker. Is that like a really good way to put it? Like Tyler McVicker has been following this for a decade. If you want to know anything Valve related, you go to his channel. I quite like Tyler McVicker. Hopefully there's no controversy behind him now, but reports that the game is fully playable from start to finish and is undergoing extensive internal playtesting. He anticipates a summer 2025 announcement with winter release window. That would be interesting to see if we get one this summer. This isn't just another VR experiment like Half-Life Alyx. Half-Life X is reportedly a full-fledged non-VR sequel. Okay, to be fair, Half-Life Alyx is like what, 15, 16 hours? Like it's a very long VR game. But it's reportedly a fully fledged non-VR sequel designed to push the boundaries of gameplay, expected advanced AI behavior, dynamic environmental interactions, and possibly even a cameo from Portal's shell, which would be amazing. Valve's vision, innovation, or bust. Yeah, we don't need to go. The hype is real. Yeah, like adding fuel to the fire. Mike Shapiro, the voice of Enigmatic, G-Man tweeted a cryptic video with hashtags like Half-Life 3, blah, 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 blah. I covered this a few months ago and did a video on this. Let's just say I do think that we're going to be getting an announcement this year on something Half-Life. Shout out back, Cyber. So there's more and more rumors circulating about on X and some other platforms about playtesters and family playtesters. Like friends and family playtesters historically has meant that games are ready to ship or are getting ready to ship, that is. And so they could be doing some tweaks to the gameplay. If you listen to some of like the Half-Life Alyx developer commentary, I'm playing it through again this time, and I'm listening to the developer commentary. And they mentioned how they did play tests and then they changed up a few things and then repurposed old rooms. So we could probably see that happen again. And I'm really curious. It's also rumored that Half-Life 3 or this next Half-Life will be the last Half-Life. To be fair, it'd be a great crescendo to the whole thing, like a great ending to finally wrap up Half-Life 3 with this and also wrap it up with Portal 3. I wouldn't mind them wrapping it all up and then moving on to something else, or moving on to like a Half-Life Alyx 2, or doing some other like stuff in the like kind of closing the door on Gordon Freeman. I usually want more of what I can get, but I don't know if I can handle having to wait for Half-Life 4 in 20 years in the retirement home. The Icarus, Valve will finally count to 3 on game releases. Yeah. Yes, they will. I think they're going to do it. That, or they're just going to call it Half-Life X. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I think they'll do it. So, with that, expect, guys, I know I keep saying this, but I will leak out some additional stuff. Oh, and Game Pass this year will be amazing. Raichi, thank you for being a member for 16 months, man. You are MVP material. I will make it up to you one of these days by giving you more content. But, man, you are awesome. Thank you for subscribing. So, and well, being a member, I will be releasing, like I said, I'll be releasing gamesreveal.com 2.0, and it's going to be much more interactive. It's going to have a lot more, it's going to be a lot better, but it's going to be very early on. And so I'm really curious to see what you guys think, but I'm going to, I'll do an official announcement once I'm ready. If I could give a rough estimate, expect at the end of June, towards the end of June, to have a beta announcement for you guys to sign up for a beta. Cat Smith, I put the computer mouse, be using the Move Master in the Discord, by the way. Nice. Cyber, Half-Life Eternal. JK. Dude, Cyber, don't get me started. That'd be awesome. Like, what character? I don't know. Some character, like, it would be out of character to have a really, like, rhythmic game in the Half-Life universe with music. The music's, it hits. It's really good in Half-Life, but it's obviously not the same as Doom Eternal. That'd be pretty sick. Smith, apparently the particular mouse is really hard to get nowadays. The one that you're getting, yeah, I could just imagine that being difficult to get. Okay, guys. This is it. The good chance I will not be streaming next Wednesday, as I will be. That is my anniversary. I will be with Susie. But who knows? Maybe I can get a video out and queued up for them to at least watch. I'll see what I can do, as I have a lot of irons in the fire, including I'm working on 2 video games right now. I'm working on the gamesreveal.com. And a couple other little things, but I'm really hoping to get back into a better cadence of releases of videos. And I think I'm going to stick with like reviews, recommendations, news, and just stuff I'm thinking about, because I overthink things and I just want to start releasing stuff and just chatting with you guys again, and not overdo it on the production at times. I'll try to do some good production videos, but I'm not going to try to overdo it. John Bernard. As game developer, I can only say prepare for unforeseen consequences. Damn, John. Damn. That's great. I love it. Prepare for unforeseen consequences. I love that phrase anyways from Half-Life. Cat Smith, and the mouse has like 24 different functions that can be set. You're gonna have to let us know how it goes. So let us know. And then Cyber, thank you for the happy anniversary. Once again, guys, thank you for stopping by. Make sure to like, subscribe, bash that bell with your crowbar if you have not done so. And expect good things to come for the year. I will be here with you guys, and I got to start gearing back up and getting back into things for all the good stuff Valve is doing and everyone else. So, yeah. Thank you guys for coming here, chatting with me, throwing all this stuff out. Cat Smith, thanks for all the great topics, and we're gonna have a new interactive element soon for this, so you guys can be submitting things and getting points.